Okay, so here we are in looking at the placeholders for Ariel pre-record. There are two places where it's suggested that Ariel's voice should be pre-recorded. This here is one of them, and I'll show you the other one as well. I put mock tracks, mock recordings for Ariel's voice in here. You could theoretically use them, but I think you would probably want to replace them with your own Ariel so that it's actually her voice. And I'm going to play just before this here and show you how this works. All right, so this is how it sounds, and now I'm going to show you how it's done and how you can get your own Ariel pre-record in there if that's what you want to do. So you would, first of all, you would record your Ariel. My biggest recommendation is that you make sure that the volume of the sound file that you're using of the recorded voice is rather on the loud side, because otherwise it can be a little bit difficult to balance out the vocal volume of this vocalese with the volume of the track. You know, particularly because the track is getting louder here as this increases and goes into the repetition or the climax there. So make sure that you have a good boosted volume on the pre-recorded vocal track. And then you can just send the vocal track to your iPad, and it can be MP3, it can be M4A, it can be a WAV file. I would recommend that you use a WAV file or an M4A. MP3 files are a little bit less accurate in terms of timing, so but WAV or M4A works really well. And then the way that you place these sound files, and you can just use this one, so you would just go to edit this one. And down here in this sound effects section, this is the file that is currently in there. And you would, move the move the sound file that you're creating to your Files app, or you can also just put it to an iCloud drive that you have access to with this iPad. These are the two good options. And then you just browse it from here. So if you had, now this is running on a Mac, but it's going to be very similar to what you have. So if it's in your wherever you put it, wherever the location is, if it's in your iCloud, you select this. If it's in a folder in your Files app, you select this, and then you just select the file. So these are the files that I've been experimenting with. That's what they would look like. You know, you have a bunch of files that you can't select because they're not audio files. Only the audio files can be selected. And then you just click the file and click open on this. I'm going to hit cancel here, but then your file will be in here. Now, you may need to clean up your file, and you don't need to clean up your file outside of the app. You can do this inside here, and I'm going to show you how. Right here where it says edit sound effects start end in waveform. You can tap this and it will show you the waveform of your pre-recorded file. This is the pre-recorded file that I'm using, right? And so you can see here there's audio in front of where the actual vocal starts. And you can simply move this beginning, the start point here, the start handle, to where you want it to start. And you can move the end handle to where you want it to end. And then you click apply. You can also audition it. And then you hit apply. I'm going to hit cancel here because I don't want to change it from what it is right now. So you hit apply, and that's that. Now, so then you clean up your audio and you synchronize it. There are a couple of tricks here that I want to show you about this. Number one is you can set the volume. The volume is, a value between 1, which is 100%, that's as loud as it gets. And then you can make it quieter by putting a smaller value, less than 1, between 1 and 0. That's for this. And then you can also, if your audio file is not loud enough, there's a little hidden feature here. You can put boost equals and then a factor here. And then you can experiment with this to see how much you need to boost it. You can't boost it too much because you might get into digital clipping, because that's a loud sound file here in the song already. And if you boost a file that is adding to that volume, you might, get into problems. But, 1.5 is the boost factor in this particular case. So this should be fine. Anything like this should be fine. The other thing you can do, and I show you this on the other example. Let's go to the other track. I think it's one of these here, I think. Yes, this one here. So same difference here, same exact concept. This particular case is a little trickier to record because it starts right at 0 and you have to catch the tempo correctly, right? So it's a little bit trickier to record this. But it's the same principle here. This is the starting point of the audio, and here's the audio file in there. And it's the same way, right? You browse, here's the audio file, and here's the volume. You see this one was actually a little louder, and the music is quieter, so the volume factor here is quieter. But the other thing I wanted to show you here, the other trick is, you can add a tempo variation to the sound file. So if she doesn't hit the tempo totally exactly right, you can help this by varying the tempo of the overlay vocal track, and just make small adjustments. So in this particular case, this tempo factor of 0.97 plays it just ever so slightly more slowly than the recording, and you can see here it just hits it quite perfectly, right? So the tempo exactly matches this, and you can make a small nudge there to make up for that. All right, this is really everything I wanted to show you, and I'm available if you have any other questions. Please take advantage of that, so we can make sure that there's no confusion about anything and you're completely confident and certain about what the app will do for you. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. This is Thomas signing off.